Hello everyone, welcome back to a new vlog. So it is the 25th of January, I believe. It's a Monday, or so I'm told. And yeah, I've still got a lot to do, basically. I think the most exciting thing about today though is that I actually have my lights on because I've been living in basically the dark for 2 entire weeks because of that flower time lapse I was doing. I have now finished that though, so I have my lights back on and I have my room back, which is great. So now that I have my room back together and I can actually turn the lights on now, I do have a couple of other shoots I still need to do, which I think I'm going to do today. It wasn't the original plan, but I'm feeling like, well, I'm feeling like I can do them today, which is like rare. So I'm going to take advantage of that fact and just get them done, so then the only thing I have left to do is just the writing, which I can do as and when I want. I think technically there is one other shoot that I will have to do later on, but that one requires a bit more planning because basically one of my topics is ethical advertising, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to freeze some water, but in like a Chinese container, so it's like a big block of ice, and then I'm gonna have to shoot really quickly because obviously it's gonna melt, and then I'm gonna shoot some kind of product on top of that ice, because I mean, like, if I had more time and more resources and we weren't on lockdown and in the middle of a pandemic, I could do something cooler, but basically we've just got to do something, like, I think it's weird because basically I just don't really know what I'm doing, basically, with this product stuff, because I was only really given half the information to begin with. So had I had more time I could have done something cooler, but basically ethical advertising is kind of part of the product thing, so I'm going to do a product shoot that is based on something ethical. So I'm going to do like the ice caps melting sort of thing. So it's very simple and very like obvious. It's not really the sort of thing I'd usually do, but given the fact that I have like less than 2 weeks until this is all due, you know, it's the easy option. But yeah, that one obviously requires a bit more planning because we need to actually freeze the water first, and I need to decide what product I'm actually going to shoot on top of the ice because it needs to be something relatively small, something somewhat related, and also something that isn't going to be damaged by obviously getting wet when the ice melts. But yeah, speaking of ice, it snowed yesterday. It's like most of the snow is melted now and it's mostly just crunchy like ice at this point. But yeah, it did snow yesterday. It was snowing all day yesterday, which is very exciting. It doesn't snow that often here in the UK, and if it does, it generally doesn't settle because it rains so much, so the ground is usually wet when it snows, so it just melts. But yeah, it did snow and it did settle, which is very exciting. So yeah, I have been doing a little bit of work this morning. I did a tiny bit of writing and a bit of sketching, and I've also been editing some of these bloody time-lapse photos. I'm 195 in and I've got about 9,000 to go. So you know, but I think I'm gonna do the shoot now. I have this purple velvet that I ordered online. I actually based it off of my mum's dressing gown because one of my topics is colour and I chose purple, and I was trying to decide like what shade of purple I wanted, and the options were basically like lilac, Cadbury purple, or this purple, which I believe is called damson purple, and my mum's dressing gown is damson purple, so I decided to base it off of her dressing gown. And I also have this tiara that I wore to my prom, like, was that like 2 years ago now? My god. Yeah, so I'm just going to photograph this in the purple velvet and call it done, basically. My original idea for colour was I wanted to make a dress, like a ball gown, because that would fit purple, because purple means like royalty and stuff, and then I was going to shoot a picture, obviously me wearing the ball gown, but you know, given my very short time period for this project, it wasn't a great idea, so just going to shoot a picture of a crown instead. I love wearing this crown because it makes me feel like a princess. So yeah, I'm going to do that and then I will get back to writing. Okay, so it's Wednesday. I have a full face of makeup on, as you can see. That's because I've been filming a video this morning. Or, well, the entire day actually, because it's already 2:15. But yeah, you saw from the B-roll yesterday that I was just kind of getting on with some work. You know, doing some stuff. I did some doodles. I actually started reading a book that I've been set to read, which is interesting because, I mean, obviously I love reading, but when I saw that they'd set us a book, like, it just kind of irks me when other people tell me you have to read this book. It's like, you know when you're like on your way downstairs to do the dishwasher or something to help your mum out, and then on the way downstairs you pass her on the stairs and then she says, hey, I need you to do the dishwasher, and you're suddenly like, yeah, well now I ain't fucking doing it. Yeah, it's like that. I don't like being told you must read this. But I did start reading it and it's actually really good. I mean, it's a non-fiction book. It's called Ways of Seeing. I think it's really interesting. It is, like, it's a very complicated book. I wouldn't have expected them to set, like, it's more like a university level book. And I can read it because, I mean, I've been a reader my whole life. I've always been very ahead of people in that area. But when you consider that, bear in mind, all 3 of my tutors and 90% of my classmates are dyslexic, it amuses me that they would set such a difficult book. And it's also like you really have to think about it. It took me like 40 minutes to read 20 pages. You know, it's not an easy read. You have to properly read it and take it in. It's very like philosophical. So I'm just not really sure it's appropriate for the reading level that most people are at, or even the tutors, because they're all dyslexic, which is just it's just like a running joke really at this point, because my photography teacher at GCSE, she was dyslexic, and then got to college, all 3 of my tutors are dyslexic, and also most of my classmates. I then went to the Norwich open day, and the girl who showed me around, she's dyslexic, and also all of the tutors there are also all dyslexic. So it's just like a running joke at this point that, you know, I'm never going to meet anyone in my field who isn't dyslexic. But yeah, I did start that book. Today I've been filming a room tour video, which has been taking a hell of a long time, which is why I've been putting it off for years at this point. Because it's like I always wanted to film a room tour, but it's just like, it's such a big task and it takes forever, so I've literally been filming it in little bits all day. So I think I filmed all the B-roll and stuff now, but I'm gonna have to film all of the like voiceover and stuff, but I'm gonna do that another day because I've been filming for like 6 hours or something and I am sick of it. Now that I'm done with filming for the day, I'm gonna take my makeup off, probably put my PJs back on, and also bring all the stuff that I unceremoniously dumped in the dining room back into my room, because I dumped a load of stuff out there that I didn't want in the room tour. Like it's just a little random stuff. Like I got some plates, I got like a polystyrene mask, some cotton pads, the pyjamas I was wearing, so you know, some random things. And then I'm probably just gonna get on with some work for the rest of the day, to be honest. Might carry on reading that book. I mean, it's not really that long, it's only 6 chapters, but considering it took me 40 minutes to read 20 pages, you know, I think it's barely 100 pages long in total, but it's still going to take me quite a while, so I might get back to that. And I've just got some other doodles and planning and things to do for my many projects I've got going on at the moment. So yeah, I'm going to shut up now because my camera battery's dying, so see you later. Okay, so it is now Saturday. I apologise that you can hear my computer howling behind me. I have like 3 different high programs on, so it doesn't like that. Yeah, so I have been doing nothing the last 2 days because my silent migraine came back with a vengeance. So yeah, I mean, I'm still feeling sick, I still have a headache, but I always have a headache, so that's like neither here nor there. But I am feeling less lethargic today, which is good, but I also don't want to push it, so... I mean, it's already 12:30, like, the day's half over. I've just been editing some time-lapse photos again. I'm only on day 2, and I have 13 days to go. Well, 13 days in total, so 11 days to go. So yeah, I've been doing that because that really doesn't require any brain power. So yeah, that's really all I've been doing today. and I now have even more work to catch up on, which is great because my due date is Monday. But you know, the point is I haven't been doing great, but I'm getting better. I am going to end this vlog here though, because I basically just want to end it so that I can spend the rest of the weekend resting, so that hopefully on Monday I will feel better and I'll be able to actually get some work done. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like it if you did. If you have silent migraines or just any migraines, leave some tips down below because they would be much appreciated. Subscribe for more. I do weekly vlogs, and there will be another miscellaneous video going up every Wednesday, so subscribe if you don't want to miss that, and I will see you in the next video.